Hello, welcome to another exciting video with me. Today we are going to be studying simultaneous equations, how to solve simultaneous equations using the elimination method, substitution method, graphically, and also we'll add another special method that can help you solve it very quickly. But what we're talking about today is linear simultaneous equations. And then in the next lesson, we'll be looking at quadratic simultaneous equations. Linear simultaneous equations because we wouldn't have any term in x squared and y squared. It's linear. Let's take an example. So the first method I'll be looking at is the elimination method. Elimination method. So let's take this example. Let's say we have 3x plus 2y equals 11, and then 2x minus y equals 5. How do we use elimination to solve this? So the first step to take is to ensure that, so with the elimination, it's either you are eliminating one of the variables. So let's say you are eliminating the x or the y. So all you need to do is to make the coefficients the same. So if you want to eliminate the x, this is 3x, and then we have 2x here. So in order to make them the same, you can multiply this one by 2, so that here will be 6. We multiply the 3x here by 2, so that we can get 6x. And then we multiply the 2x here by 3, so we can get 6x. I would prefer to eliminate the y. So I have 2y here, and then I have negative 1. So let me call this equation 1, and then call this equation 2. So we are multiplying equation 2 by 2. Multiplying equation 2 by 2. So I can repeat the equation 1 here. Let me repeat the equation 1. 3x plus 2y equals 11. This is still our equation 1. Now I'm multiplying equation 2 by 2. So that will give me 4x minus 2y equals 10. So let me call that equation 3. So now I have positive 2 and a negative 2. What can I do to positive 2 and negative 2 to get 0? I'll have to add them. So in adding them, it means I'm going to have 7x. So 3 plus 4 gives me 7. 7x. Now minus 2 plus minus 2 give me 0. So that gives me 0. Now equal to 11 plus 10. That will be 21. So dividing through by 7, it means that x will be equal to 3. So I'm able to find x. How do I find y? I can select any of the equations, whether 1, 2, or 3, and then substitute the value of x. So let's say I'm using equation 2. So that will be 2, my x is 3, minus y equals 5. I'm looking for y. So this is 6 minus y equals 5. So it means grouping like terms, I'll have y equals 1. So I've been able to find x to be 3, and then y is 1. So the values of x and y are x is equal to 3, y is equal to 1. This is the elimination method. Let's look at the substitution method. So with the substitution method, all we need to do is to make one the subject, and then we substitute it into the other equation. So still using the same equation, I have 3x plus 2y equals 11, and then 2x minus y equals 5. Okay, so what do? I can make y the subject here. So let me call this equation 1, equation 2. So making y the subject in equation 2, so y can be equal to 2x minus 5. So now that I've made y the subject, wherever I see y in the first equation, I can put it there. So I'm substituting. So substituting y into equation 1 can give me 3x plus 2 into bracket 2x minus 5 equals 11. And then I work this out to find the value of x. So this will be 3x plus 4x minus 10 equals 11. Grouping like terms will give me 7x equals 11 plus 10. And this will give us 7x equals 21. So when we divide through by 7, x will be equal to 3. Now that we found x, we already know that y is equal to 2x minus 5. So using that equation, y equals 2x minus 5. We substitute the value of x into this. So y will be equal to 2 times 3 minus 5. Y will be equal to 6 minus 5. Y equals 1. So the value of x is 3, the value of y is 1. And this is a substitution method. Now we have a special method. So I'm going to take you through the special method before we look at the graphical method. So let's use the same equation. We have 3x plus 2y equals 11. And then 2x minus y equals 5. Okay, so with this, all we need to know is get to know your central number. So what's our central number? This number, the 2 over here. So what do? We cross multiply. This will multiply this, then this multiplies this. So our x will be equal to 2 times 5, then minus 11 times negative 1. Because you are cross multiplying, the 2 multiplies 5, 11 multiplies the coefficient of the y here, which is negative 1. All over. Still using our central number here, we still cross multiply. So this multiplies this, and then this multiplies this. So we have 2 times 2, then minus 3 times negative 1. So this will give us 10 plus 11 all over 4 plus 3. And that gives us 21 over 7. 21 over 7 gives us 3. So we can put this 3 into any of the equations. Let's say into equation 2. Let's call this equation 1, equation 2. So putting this in equation 2, we'll have 2. Remember, this is x. X is equal to 3. So 2 times 3 minus y equals 5. So that is 6 minus y equals 5. 6 minus 5 is equal to y. So it means y is 1. And that's the same result we had using the other two methods. So here all you need to know is know your central number here. Okay. And then this central number, since the variable attached to this central number is y, it means that we are looking for x. So x is equal to, then this multiplies this, we are cross multiplying. So 2 times 5, always here is minus, and then 11 times negative 1. We do the same for this side, we still cross multiply. So 2 times 2, always remember here will be negative, minus, and then 3 times negative 1. When you solve this, you get the same results. Now let's look at the graphical method. How can we solve this graphically? So solving it graphically, let's say we have 3x plus y equals 4, 2x minus y equals 3. So these are equations. Alright, we can write this as the equation of a line. So the first equation can be written as y equals, remember we are writing it as y equals mx plus c. So that should give us y is equal to minus 3x plus 4. And then the other one also becomes y is equal to 2x minus 3. Alright, so what do we need? We need the y-intercept. So for the first one, So this is still equation 1, this is still equation 2. Okay. For equation 1, the y-intercept, how do you find the y-intercept? X should be 0. So when x is 0, y is equal to 4. And then the other one, when x is 0, y is equal to -3. Also, still on equation 1, when y is 0, x will be equal to 4/3. 4/3, which is the same as 1.333. And then on it for equation 2, when y is 0, x will be equal to 3/2, which is 1.5. So with these points, we can draw our graph. We can sketch our graph like this. So y is 4, when x is 1.3, so let's say this part is 1.3. Let's say this is 1.3. Y is 4. And then when y is -3, so let's call this -3. X is 1.5, so 1.5 will be somewhere here. So 4 and then 1.3, you can draw a straight line through them. And then -3, and then, 1.5 and -3 too, you can draw a straight line through them. So where these lines intersect becomes the value of x and y. So we can use the graph here to find where they intersect, and that will be the values of the x and y. So x should be giving us something like 1.4, and then the y should give us -0.2. So after drawing the graph, you realize that x is equal to 1.4, and then y is equal to -0.2, and that becomes your answer. You could also be given a word problem, and then you would have to write the equations out before solving. So let's take an example. Okay, so we have this question. At a restaurant, a customer pays $9 in total for 6 sandwiches and 12 pies. Another customer buys 9 sandwiches and 10 pies, which costs $12.30 in total. So find the cost of 7 sandwiches and 15 pies. All we need to do is to write equations out of this. It said at a restaurant, a customer pays $9 in total for 6 sandwiches. So let's sandwiches. So let S to be equal to sandwiches. And then we represent the pies to P. So 6 sandwiches will give us 6S, and that's plus 12 pies, so 12P. And the total amount is $9. So that will be equation 1. Then the other one says another customer buys 9 sandwiches, so 9 sandwiches and 10 pies, which costs 12, so this is equal to $12.30. So that becomes our equation 2. Alright, all we need to do is to solve equation 1 and 2 simultaneously. You could use any of the methods we've discussed earlier on. When you solve that, you should be getting S to be equal to 1.2, and then P to be equal to 0.15. But now they want the cost of 7 sandwiches. So 7 sandwiches and 15 pies. So what will that give us? So that will be 7 times 1.2 plus 15 times 0.15. So this will be equal to 7 times 1.2 gives us 8.4, 15 times 0.15 gives us 2.25. So it means that the total amount becomes $10.65. That becomes our answer. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, share, comment, and then subscribe. See you in our next video.